Hello, my friends. Welcome to your seat at the table. I'm Rick, of course, and this is great white mama sitting here next to me. She's been up here for a better part of an hour or so. I've done a couple of videos already today, and we are looking at Forgotten Realms: Magic of Faerûn. This would be the source book for 3.5, not quite 4. I think it was 2002 when this thing came out. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my brain. Hmm. Yes, mama. Yes, that's my water. I hope my voice is coming through. As I've said in a couple of videos I've already done, I'm coming down from a major cold. I've been dealing with sinus issues, and of course, as you well know, it's been hot as the deuces this past week. Heat advisories, and then you add that the heat and humidity, and then we get these nasty rain fronts that move through that have been dumping a lot of rain. And the irony is we're getting a lot of rain, but yet at the same time we're still almost verging on the drought here. It's crazy how much rainfall we get, but it doesn't seem to amount to enough. And then of course being at work, I go from being a huge sweating my you know what's off, and getting in and out of this truck with the AC on, and then I get drenched, and this is not helped with the cold, and probably made it worse. And of course, my wife got sick here this past week, so she's out there sick. She's in the full swing of it, and that's just kind of goes back and forth. I mean, I got some crap going on in the back of my throat, or my damn sinuses are wanting to drain, and it gets in there, and you can feel it, and not much I can do about it. Try to eat if you eat some crackers or something, help shove it down. Anyway, Magic of Faerûn. So let's see if this thing had, because I got this a long damn time ago. I thought maybe this was one. No, this is one. This is not a used one. This is one I bought. No, I guess it is a used one. I can't tell you off the top of my head when I bought it. Then there's still a little tag here, but it doesn't have a date on it. It just says thrift books on it. Yeah. Great. All right. So Scene Reynolds, Dwayne Maxwell, and Angel McCoy. 2001, 2002. So I wasn't too far off. 2002. All right. Then we got, let's see, the contest, Understanding Magic, the beginning, Magic Terminology Defined, the Weave, what is it, Dead Magic, Wild Magic, etc. Chapter 2 is Magic Variations, Elemental Magic, Elven High Magic, Gem Magic, the Mage Duel, Moonfire, Rune Magic, Spellfire, and Spell Pools. Chapter 3 is Practitioners of Magic, Skills and Feats, Prestige Classes, the Gnome Artificer, the Guild Wizard of Waterdeep, Harper Mage, Harper Priest, Incantrix, Mage Killer, the Master Alchemist, Mystic Wanderer, Spell Dancer, Spellfire Channeler, and the War Wizard of Cormyr. Then Chapter 4, Places of Power, Natural Sites, Magically Enhanced Sites, Nature Venerated, as in Rager Guilds, Druidic Circles, Places of Prayer, Bastions of the Arcane, the Magic Iron Item Trade, Chapter 7, Spells, of course, Chapter 6, Magic Items, spell books, using spell books, spell book construction, protecting spell books. Spell books is one of those things that I think gets overlooked a lot. I mean, just how important they really are to most wizards, and yet as a GM, it's not one of those things we tend to attack directly. When perhaps we could have think about that a little bit when you're setting up your stuff. What happens to your wizard if somebody steals their spell book, or somehow the spell book gets damaged or partially damaged? It gets saturated in mud, and then they got to deal with it. Sidebars, chapter 7, creatures, of course. So introduction for magic, the beginning, Mistral, Mistra, and Midnight, the moment of no magic, the time of troubles, Azut, the first magister, Severus, the imprisoned deity, Severus's return, Shar and her greatest secret. Yeah, the Shadow Weave, her own spinoff of magic and all the very unique aspects of shadow magic. Velshroon the Ungrateful, other deities of magic, the magic terminology defined, the art, the power, the weave, what is it? The Shadow Weave, Wild Magic, Mistress Refusal, the, the famous spell inventors, magic variants, elemental magic, elven high magic, gem magic. It's where you use gemstones for focus and for like spell storage and things like this. It has a lot of potent possibilities. Triggering the gems, attuning to the gems, mage duel. That's something that also you don't see too often at the table. You don't see too many mage duels, which can be a challenge. I've ran two, two for sure. Yeah, go away. Apparently, there's updates it wants to update. Preparing a mage duel. Effects of a mage duel, outside interference. Then we have things like Moonfire, Rune Magic, Spellfire, Absorbing Spellfire, Using Spellfire, Spell Pool. See, many wizardly guilds make use of a spell pool, a magical reservoir of spells that can be drawn upon by their members. The Watchful Order of Mages and Protectors, based in Waterdeep, is one such guild. Membership in this organization is described under the Guild Wizards of Waterdeep Prestige class in the next chapter. Generally, each member receives a special focus, such as a ring, brooch, scarf, or other easily portable item at the time of her inception. Then her initiation. This focus allows the guild spellcaster access the spell pool. So you can have a limited number of extra spells you can pull, and without having to go through a lot. And it talks about spell pool debt. Every time you pull, you need to be able to send one back at some point. Blah blah. Practitioners of magic, skills and feats, crafts, spell thematics, right? It's prestige classes. We get into the gnome artificer. And I'm starting to get a little more in tune with these artificers. I recently started toying with the idea of starting another play-by-post game via D&D Beyond, since I like its format for running something like that. I went in there the other day and I put up a proposed play-by-post in the forums, and I had several people leap on it right off the bat. One of them had been a person who played in my games 4 or 5 years ago, and they're quite happy to see me come back. And we're looking forward to reintroducing their original character from way back then. So hopefully it'll pan out. But one of the players wants to be an artificer, and that's something that's kind of new to me. I do have Tasha's Cauldron or whatever it is, so I have the core book that covers it. But it's not something I've ran a lot of or I've had a lot of experience with. I've read quite a bit recently and watched a number of videos on it, so we'll see. Then there's another player who wants to be a forged barbarian, and that can be a challenge too. And we've already starting to get this. I don't know, because they've got this 40K vibe thing going on in their heads. And I said D&D is quite flexible. We can do that with the automatons and golems and modrons and other clockwork technology available. You can get quite cyberish with you can get a steampunk easily kind of environment going, and it might be where we're heading with it. I don't know. It's as a lazy DM, I'm letting the players dictate the setting, that dictate most of what's going on, whether they realize it or not, based on what their backstories and their character development. It helps fuel stuff. The only thing I picked was we're going to do another urban environment, and we're going to use Judges Guild's City State of the World Emperor, and it really has. Tyrannus of the three world states, city states, Tyrannus is actually the best one, best suited because it has the most appendix material added to it. The Overlord and the World Emperor city states, not quite so much. They're a bit more looser, but I'm working with what I got. and what the players are providing me. We'll see where we go, and how it plays out. I'm not going to get too excited about it until we're into it for a while. Guild Wizards of Waterdeep. The Harper Mage, the Harper Priest, so many different prestige classes. The Incantrix. Incantrixes are the practitioners of meta magic and Faerûn, studying the spells that affect other spells and having a particular fondness for the magic that thwarts extraplanar beings. Okay. Mage killer. Always want to be a mage killer. Master alchemist. A mystic wanderer. See, certain kind of environments lend itself to certain types of prestige classes or player classes. A master alchemist, for example, going out into the wilderness or into the Underdark, the only reason they would really do that is if they're searching for very valuable resources that they can't otherwise get any other way. Because generally speaking, these folks are usually, kind of sedentary. On the other hand, they're suited for an urban environment because they can have their shop, they can have their laboratory, they can do all that stuff. And the adventures come to them, or the adventures are in the immediate neighborhood, and that's not something they have to, close up shop for and travel, for many, many moons and many, many leagues to get somewhere. So just options and opportunities. A spell dancer, spellfire channeler, a war wizard, a Karamir, faces of power, mystical maelstroms, sparks, fey mounds, boom shroom patches, natural sites, doom pits, magically enhanced sites, crossroads and backroads, the fey crossroad. I met the devil at the crossroad, and he cut me a deal, kind of thing. The known mythals, and then we got some known crossroads, ranger guilds, Dredaic circles, places of prayer, monasteries, destinations of pilgrimages, shrines, small chapels, rural churches, mid-sized churches, city churches, large or fortified cathedrals. Ain't your mama, huh? Yeah, we just settled down, huh? You just laying there. You're fine. I get that shit in that time. Yeah, I got you all worked up again. The abbey, the cathedral, the armory, the vestry, the undercroft, the hidden sacristy, bardic colleges, lore hall, music hall, wizard guilds, finding a good guild, a guild environment, requirements for membership, mage fairs, the black market, the magic item trade, the open market, the black market, trade wizards, anti-magic organizations. And we get into this whole section on additional spells, and that takes up a good chunk of the book, of course, like most spell-based source books. And the bird's just happen away on that feeder over there. All right. Yeah, see. It just goes on and on. Probably a good, not quite a quarter of the book, but damn close to it. Magic items, magic item descriptions, armor special abilities, self-identifying magic items, specific mage armors, weapon special abilities, specific magic weapons, arrow biting, right? Domineering, dispelling, disarming, corrosive, doom warding, elemental aura, 1,000 Broken Dreams. This mithril elven warblade is a +3 holy drow bane longsword. Yeah, talk about a long one. That's got a title. Rings, potions, staves, stabs, clubs, rods, wondrous items, exotic items, one-off, the hand of the Oak Father, instruments for bards, the ice necklace of the Unum, Gentress harp, the joyous star song, Monk's Tattoo. And artifacts. Major artifacts. Spellbooks. Using spellbooks. Spellbook construction. Protecting the spellbooks. Although most folk think of a wizard spellbook as a thick, heavy book of parchment of vellum pages bound with ornate covers and perhaps locks. These tomes may take almost any form, from belts of linked metal plates that serve as pages of the spellbook to books disguised by magic to look like a shield, gaming board, loot, or almost anything. Most spellbooks, however, are categorized into two groups: Arcambula and the Great Books. Arcambula or workbooks are the everyday working tomes of wizards. They tend to contain spells jumbled in any order, etc., etc. And then the very formal, sophisticated Great Book, or also sometimes called grimoires, all right, formal ordered collections of spells, etc. Creating magic items, shadow weave magic items, special materials, gems and wands, all right, different types of material, how it applies, copper, dark steel, duskwood, rogue stone, red tear, king's tear, sometimes called frozen tears or lich weepings. These are very rare stones, a clear teardrop shaped, smooth surface, and awesomely hard. In fact, none have yet been fractured or cut or chipped even by hammer or forge. The origin of these stones is unknown, but folklore believes they are crystallite tears of long dead necromancer kings and queens. A king's tear included in any wand with the divination spell increases the save DC against the wand's effect by +2. If no saving throw applies allowed, this instead adds a +2 to the effective caster level of the effect. Material costs 5,000 gold pieces. So, like I said, lots of good stuff. Then we have extraordinary natural items. Fairy dust, dark berry, fizzle flower, oil, fog rock, weirwood, shadow top torch, red helmsthorn berry. All right, then we get some specific creatures: beholderkin, the specter, crossroads guardian, crypt spawn, the magister, creating a magister, sample magister, spectral mage, a Scala Margarion, Scala Madrayon. It's basically a large damn dragon, right? Large silvery dragon-like creature with specific anti-magic qualities. Right? Anyhow, there we go. Discover the powers and master the art. Right? Magic of Faerûn. You can get your hands on books like these. These are awesome tools. Awesome tools. Lots of good stuff in them. Some of it carries over from version to version, but like I said, there's still unique stuff pretty much in each one of these. Anyway, I'm Rick. This Gray White Mama. Hope you guys have yourself a great holiday. 4th of July weekend's coming up. This will probably be the one I'm going to post today. So, I'm once again, I'm a little, I still had one video in my queue. Been holding off posting it though, because like I said, I was going to do videos yesterday, but I just wasn't feeling up to it. And we had a lot of stuff to do. And then, Friday was pretty lulu. And then I actually got a chance to go in yesterday and work a short, it was a whole whopping hour, but I went in to go do some work at the shop. And first time since working for these people, I've hit 47-hour check. So Friday will be a nice check. Things are going to slow down a little bit again because we had a fellow that got let go. And so they've hired a replacement for him and been training him this past week. He's the guy that does the inside traps, and frankly, I'm more than happy to let somebody else do those inside traps. Till next time, I'm me, you're you.